Welcome to MJ Tabletop Creations and Games, folks. This is our weekly chat. However,
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. It's usually on Sundays, but
Sorry, I was not feeling up to it on Sunday, but today I'm glad doing a chat every Sunday. We're going to start doing it every other Sunday.
right. I think that would work very well.
Yeah, I agree.
Every other Sunday would give me a chance to accumulate enough material in the studio for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds good to me.
Okay.
And you never know, you might see me popping my head in because he does other videos all the time and I hear him doing them. So one of these days you might see me just pop my head, wave my hand, say hi, everybody.
Yeah, well, we're here to have fun.
Absolutely.
This is not a serious channel.
It's all about fun.
It's all about having fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what do we have for this week?
Let's see. We have an update. What games update do you have for us?
That's right. Well, I do have a games update. We do have the rules for
Kill Team.
Kill Team 40K. This just came in, folks. Now, this is not a new game.
No.
It's been out for a while, but it's new to us.
Well,
Yeah, and so, yeah, really. And we're very, I'm very excited about it.
He is. Trust me, he really is.
Okay, so here is the core manual for Kill Team. And I'm going to open it up just to show you guys. Okay, and we have a little bit of the artwork here. And I'm going to move it so that it doesn't have so much glare, so you can see some really beautiful artwork as to be expected. There's more artwork, and this is the rules section. So it's a full color book, and here you have some examples of play, some more examples of models and play. I mean, it's a really nicely done book. Okay, binding's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit iffy there. You know, if you use the book a lot, it's probably an area that you'd have to look at, but not bad at all. I really like the full color, tables and all of the model pictures and examples that they use. It's just great. It's just great. I really like this. And let me just see. This is a ranged weapon table. Oh, and here now we're getting into some of the factions, like the Death Watch. Okay, and Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines. So this is a Space Marine kill team. And here are all the rules for that. Not bad. Let me see. There's a couple of other. Here's the Mechanicus. And I've been looking forward to actually doing a Mechanicus army of some sort. So the Adeptus Mechanicus is represented here. The Thousand Suns, of course, and that's a really awesome picture. Really awesome. Asurani kill teams. I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's Eldar, of course. Eldar. Necrons. My favorite, and that's probably what I will be doing, is a Necron kill team. So there we go. And the book is new, so it wants to close. And there's Tau. There's some Tau stats and everything else. But again, it's a beautiful book. And there are the Tyranids, because of course you can have Tyranid kill teams. So very good. Very good. And just some more artwork here. Now that's a beautiful table. A lot of awesome looking terrain. And these are like different paint schemes for different squads. So that's very cool. Very cool, guys. I really do like it. I'm looking forward to this game for sure. All right. And that's all I wanted to show.
I ordered 2 books. I'm still waiting for the other book. I ordered the Kill Team Annual.
Okay.
Okay, and there's been a lot of debate. You know, some people say, well, you don't need the Kill Team Manual. You know, all you need is the core rule book.
Now, let me just ask a question.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm reading this, and it says core manual. So you're saying Kill Team Manual. That's not the Kill Team Manual? There's another one?
Well, yes, there are several books
Okay.
in the collection. There is a Commander's book. There is an Elite book,
Okay.
which allows you to use like elite models in your team, right?
Sure.
And then there's the annual book. Now, I'm glad you brought that up
Okay. Good.
because
That's what I'm here for.
yeah, the annual book is actually very much like the in 40K. We had this thing called Chapter Approved.
Okay.
Okay, and Chapter Approved is where GW updated all of the 40K stuff, right? It was all, for example, the points values of models, any new rules, anything like that. They came up with an annual book that they called Chapter Approved.
I see. So it's an annual.
Yes.
See, I misheard you, or I think you might have misspoke. You called it a manual.
Oh, no,
That's
I meant to say annual.
confused me. Okay, good. But it's good because then you got to explain that there is a
Yes.
difference between the
Yes. So what Kill Team is doing is pretty much the same thing that they're doing with 40K, but instead of calling it Chapter Approved, they call it the Kill Team Annual.
two. Gotcha.
Okay?
Alright.
And that's where the rules for the Battle Sisters are. And that's why I bought that book. Because she wants to play Battle Sisters. So
He's so good to me.
so that's why I bought. So Kill Team is going to be new to us, right? And like I said, as soon as I get those books, we will be talking about Kill Team in the future. But that's in the future, guys, because I still have a lot of work. We would have to get models for Kill Team. I'd have to paint them.
Right.
Unless Julie painted her own Battle Sisters.
I don't know if I could paint them the way you paint them because
Well.
I don't have that skill.
But
I'd like to.
Well, don't you think, guys, that practice makes perfect? I
Practice
mean, if
makes
she
perfect.
started painting,
Yeah.
she has painted a little bit for me in the past.
Yes.
You know.
Practice practice makes perfect, but when you have arthritic hands
Oh yeah, that's true.
and
That's
you don't
true.
have
Dexterity.
dexter with
Right,
fine motor
okay.
skills. So
Well,
I
either
do
way.
have a reason, but the base painting I can do.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a great help. Base paint her Battle Sisters, and I'll paint the Battle Sisters.
Sure.
And there will be a project of the week before Kill Team where I'm going to make some 40K buildings.
Nice.
Okay, and
Nice.
I'm going to try something completely new that I've never tried before. And that's going to be, so we have a lot of work before.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Yes.
Right now, we're going to be focusing on Vanguard.
Yes.
Okay? But I do have another new book coming. It's from Osprey Games, and it's called A Billion Suns.
Did you tell me about this one?
I don't think so.
No,
I
I
think
don't
this is
think you did.
completely new.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's a starship game. It's with starships. It doesn't have any models associated with it. So I'm thinking that I'm going to make a project
Okay.
where I make my own sci-fi starships that we can use in games like this.
That would
So
be awesome.
it's called A Billion Suns, I believe.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's. I just saw it. It's going to be in my Kindle, and I just pre-ordered it. So as soon as I get it, I will announce it here, and you guys will. Just pre-ordered the expansions for Oathmark.
Okay.
We have the book that talks about the undead
Your favorite.
My favorite. Yes. And we have another book that sort of expands Oathmark. I ordered those books for my Kindle.
Okay.
Okay, so I like having rules on Kindle. I don't know, it's so cool to have your phone and be able to look up rules.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah.
right while you're playing, right on your phone, you know. But who knows? Maybe I'll get the physical copies eventually, you know.
You don't really need them.
Yeah, I don't need them if I had them on Kindle. But so Oathmark is another big thing. So I do have 2 expansions coming for it, and we
Wow.
will be discussing them in the future.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
All right. Well, now why don't we head over to the painting section?
Sure. Let's talk about some of my painting projects.
Let's do it.
Okay, folks. So this is what's on my painting workstation, and what
Nice. These are Vanguard, right?
these are Vanguard,
Okay.
yes, and these are the Basilians.
Right, right. The Brazilians.
Right.
The Brazilians.
The
Brazilians.
Brazilian.
They are so cool, though.
They are cool, right?
You know what? I really like that animal. What is that?
It's kind of like a great cat. It's like a giant cat or
But what
something.
does it have on its head?
It's like a helm, like a helmet.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like those.
Yeah, these guys. I'm sure you would like these because these are really like good guys.
Uh-huh.
And so this is what I've been painting this week. This is what I'm very busy painting.
It's wonderful.
And
Very good.
these will go against your trident realms.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, and I have a few more things to do, but this whole batch is already almost finished.
Mhm.
And then I have the guys in the back.
Right.
And then once they're done, that's it.
Okay.
All right. But let me just show you real quick some of the other stuff that I have ready to be painted. You recognize these guys?
I do. I certainly do.
These are
They are
frost-
so cool.
You like these?
I
These
do.
are the gnolls from Frostgrave,
Uh-huh.
and I have a few of them already base painted.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
what's underneath there?
Well, I have some Rune Wars
Okay.
that have to be painted, some gnolls,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a D&D necromancer here.
Yeah, I was thinking, wait a minute, that's not the same thing.
I
Yes,
wanna-
I like that
You
one.
like that?
Yeah.
I want to paint him for Frostgrave.
Okay,
All right.
you're the boss. He thinks.
He thinks. All right, folks. So that was my painting workstation. I am currently working on Vanguard. We'll be finished very soon, and then we can get on with Vanguard Week.
Okay, well, why don't we, considering we're talking about Vanguard, why don't we turn around here to our tabletop
Okay.
and take a look at the terrain that you've made for the game.
There you go. Well, here is one Vanguard table. This is kind of like a marsh. Okay.
Yeah, I really like it.
You like
I
it?
do. You know, you've used these mushrooms in other on other terrain or for other games,
Uh-huh.
and I loved the mushrooms. It doesn't matter where you have them, like what kind of terrain they're in. They're so awesome.
And
The
they're
mushrooms.
those are the clay mushrooms that I'm showing right now. And then these are the tinfoil mushrooms.
Right, tinfoil. Could you imagine? Look at that. It's amazing. Now, wait. One other thing I need to point out. This right here, love it, because it makes it different. Usually,
Yeah.
trees are always green, but trees
Uh-huh.
aren't always green.
Right.
So that's perfect.
Yeah, and I figured, it's a fantasy world,
Sure,
so,
why not?
let our imaginations go a little
Sure, but
wild.
that could be a cherry tree or cherry
Something,
blossom or
yeah,
something.
something, definitely.
It's a great table.
You like it then?
Yeah, I really do.
And, well, there are your Trident Realm guys. They're
Awesome.
deployed there.
Woohoo.
And I think this is going to be Trident Realm against the Basilians.
Okay.
Okay, so we're waiting until I finish so I can deploy the Basilians. But
on
yeah,
this
this is the Northern Alliance.
Northern Alliance.
And it's all painted up, all finished.
It is awesome. They look so cool.
And we will be doing 2 games, one in the sort of northern region of Mantica, and the other one in the more southern region where you guys just saw the swamp.
Awesome.
So you're seeing it right here. This is a sneak peek at
a couple of our tables. Julie versus me.
Yay! Well, that was fun. I always enjoy seeing the tables that you create because the terrain is so fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have a new segment that we're introducing this week. We're going to start doing a little segment called Hobby Talk, where you pick out certain items of certain things about the hobby. Explain it more for us.
Well, we'll have like certain themes that we'll talk about that all pertain to the hobby. And it could be anything, anything pertaining to terrain.
Hints.
Helpful hints, tips, or anything that I've learned,
over the years.
Painting models and doing terrain and all that.
And today we're talking about magnetizing models.
Magnetizing, yes. Magnetizing models is a big thing. I don't do it much anymore, but I did do it in the past. It's not new to the hobby. Magnetizing models has actually been around for a long time. In fact, I remember 40K, they had the big Carnifex models. They usually brought a lot of parts because you had different varieties of Carnifex. Well, people would magnetize them. Right. And this way they'd have the different versions of the Carnifex.
Instead of just gluing them and having one.
Yes, exactly.
Just picking one, you don't have to do that.
Right. So now you have all three versions. Well, I started doing that with War Machine models, and I did that with some of my Warjacks.
You did.
So this gave me the opportunity to have the different versions of Warjacks that came in the kit.
I always thought it was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
It just makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
You would think that you would just automatically do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than just automatically you're pushing away two models that you have.
Right. Yes. Exactly. This way, you actually have three models. But there are disadvantages to magnetizing a model.
Because it takes time. And
it takes time.
It can be very challenging.
Yes, it can be very challenging. You can ruin a model if you don't do it right.
Sure.
Right? And also painting wise, now you have to paint all the little parts. Okay? But I think the advantages are very clear.
Yeah, I think it outweighs the disadvantages.
Yeah.
If you're dedicated to it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So I did that. I don't do it anymore as much, but I can go show you guys.
Yeah, let's take a look at what you did before.
Sure.
Hordes is more, I think it has factions that you would be more interested in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played Hordes too.
Yeah. So, okay, so there's, you can see the three different stat cards.
Sure.
And then, if you notice, you take off the head, there's the magnet. Okay.
That's funny.
And then here are all the parts. Here's another head. And just...
It makes it into a totally different beast, right?
Yep. There you go.
That's terrific.
Now, of course, you take the arms off as well, because the arms have to come off.
Okay.
And then you have...
No, well, that's a different head. That's an arm, right?
Yeah. So there's all different arms and
How
heads.
How do you know which goes with which?
Well, for that I have to go to the stat card.
Oh, okay.
And the stat card kind of tells me, and I'm sorry if they're upside down, folks.
Yeah.
But the stat cards kind of tell you, what the beast is, right? And then I just put it together according to what it is.
Right, got it.
And
there's
go ahead.
I'll let you. I'm looking at it, and there we go.
Yeah. So that's just the head. But here are all the arms, and they all have a little magnet in them.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Okay.
I hope a lot of people do that because it really adds.
Well,
you get three models instead of just one.
Yeah, you can see the magnets right there on these arms. Now this one was very challenging. Look at all the parts.
Right.
Here. Okay.
Okay.
And this one I had to magnetize the little wrist.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. Sure.
Okay. And then the shields.
Right.
They had to be magnetized. But there's all these little parts, and I even magnetized the little smoke launchers here. You can see the magnet right there.
It's more work, but I think it would be worth it. right?
Yeah.
Isn't it worth it?
It is worth it. It is, because now I have the 3 different versions instead of just one version.
Exactly.
Now, the disadvantage, of course, and these come off,
Right.
right? These guns. The disadvantage is that when you move it on the board, you have to be careful so you don't.
Oh, sure.
No.
All of a sudden, you're holding an arm. And the whole
Yeah,
thing.
right. And the whole thing is
Yeah.
like falling apart. But even these things, like these were really challenging to magnetize.
I can imagine. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these parts were just so challenging.
I'm sure they were very challenging.
So, okay, so here are all the magnetized figures. We have a Hordes figure here. These are all War Machine figures. This is a Khadorian Warjack. Here's a Warjack from Menoth. Right? Okay, and then there's a Crix one. So the advantage of magnetizing is very clear. You have, the 3 stat cards. So these are 3 versions of the Khadorian Warjack. And by magnetizing, you can really take advantage of the 3 versions, right? So I'm going to take off the head here, right? And this is how I had to magnetize this. This was the most challenging model to magnetize that I ever worked on, because it had so many small pieces, right? For example, the shields had to come off. They had to be magnetized because they're different. There's different parts to them, to each of the versions. So here's like a smaller gauntlet type shield, and that's actually an arm. So that goes there. And then you have the lance, right? But first I need one of the parts actually to connect it to the lance. So here is the arm. Okay, and then this wrist comes off. You see why this is so challenging? This was a really challenging Warjack. And then you connect the lance, and then I have the lance, which then made that jack. And of course, you got to look for the head. I have various heads here, and I don't remember exactly which head goes to what. I have to look at the stat cards. But there is one assembly possibility. Then we have the Menoth Warjack, and again, this was a pretty challenging model. These come off, right? And then you gotta look for the right parts for the different variants. And then this one, this is the arm that goes here, and then you have a selection of 2 different weapons. You have this one weapon here, which is like kind of claw your hands, and then you have this one. claw and the harpoon, sort of harpoon weapon. Okay, so it's not bad. I got all 3 versions of the Crix Warjack by just magnetizing them. So magnetizing is like Julie said, it's a very interesting
All right, folks. So
technique.
this has been another brief MJ chat.
Not as brief. It's actually a little longer this time. I think
Yeah,
we talked about more.
It is a little longer. We're trying to add a little more
A
material,
little more content, sure.
a little more content, and Vanguard is coming soon. Okay, I still have some painting to do, some more factions to finish, and then we're gonna have Vanguard Week. But another thing, let's not forget, Frostgrave 2 comes out in 2 days. 2 days, second edition.
Ooh, okay.
So we are going to have a lot of busy, it's going to be very busy here in the
It's
studio.
always busy here. In
It's
the
always
studio.
busy. So Frostgrave 2 comes out. We'll be talking about Frostgrave 2, second edition. And also, hopefully, very soon, we'll have Vanguard Week. So we'll talk about Vanguard. We'll get some games going.
Sounds good.
And that's it.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks for watching, folks. This is MJ, Tabletop Creations and Games. And have a great week.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye now.